All right, now we're going to try our hand at smoking. Never done this before, kind of beginners, actually totally beginners. Got this from a friend. Does need a good cleaning, but it looks like a good electronic smoker. Apparently you can add different flavor chips. We got some bourbon flavor, some subtle sweet flavor, apple I guess, and then we got some more maple bourbon. What you do is you take this little guy out here. This is the wood tray. You put wood chips in there, put it in, turn it. I guess what that does is that drops chips down into the smoker here. And this smoker will create smoke from the chips, and apparently it has a consistent temperature of about 225 degrees in here, but you do have to check the chips every 1 to 2 hours just to make sure there's some smoking. And then we got a tray here that we can fill up with anything. Smoked ribs and pickerel and some ribs. We're going to let it sit here till about, I don't know, maybe 9 o'clock tonight, which would be about 6 hours. So without further ado, let's get it going. Filling up with some sweet bourbon chips here. Get all those in. I'm just going to slide that in. Dump those. You could hear those dump. That kind of locks on its own. And apparently we're supposed to leave this 3/4 open so it gets a lot of air and doesn't burn out. And we got this nice electronic panel. So we go on. We go set temperature. I guess what we want to do is we just hold it down until it counts all the way up to 225. Almost there. 1, 2, 225. There we go. We're already at 63. So we got some nice fresh local caught walleye. Luckily we live in an area where we have a really small local grocery store that sells local stuff like this. So some nice, look at that. That's beautiful. Beautiful walleye. So we do that. And we'll open up. Got some pork loin back ribs, which are basically short ribs. They're not the long beef ribs. And what we're going to do with both of these is we're going to season them both with seasoned salt. And that's just a basic multi-flavored seasoning salt that's delicious on anything. And we'll cover this. And then cover the ribs. Rub that in nice. Get all that covered. Looking really good. Oh man, I'm liking this already. Okay. So we got this removable tray that it'll catch all the wood chips and the drippings of the fat. Some people can line it with aluminum foil. Right now we're not going to worry about it. After this session's done, I'll clean the smoker really good, and then I'll line it and all that stuff. But I think for now we're just going to get ready here and get going. So we got 2 good racks right there. I think what I'll do is I'll put the ribs on the lower rack, because they're going to need longer to cook and more heat, even though it's just going to smoke for hours. Right there. And we're going to put this beautiful piece of pickerel right there at the back. There, so it doesn't drip on the ribs. We're going to close this. It's got a little side lock. I'm just going to do that. And we have a timer set for 6 hours. What we're going to do though is every hour or two come back and check it, make sure the wood chips are good. That's about it. Okay, so it's been a little over 3 hours and we just checked on everything, and everything looks like it's completely done. I checked online just to make sure, and it said at 225 degrees to smoke ribs or something like that, or fish. It's about 3 hours, so it's been a little more. So let's take a look. Oh wow. You can see how the fat dripped off of those ribs right into that tray. And look at this pickerel, nice and dry and smoked. Oh, that's going to be delicious. Let's just peel that off of the grate. Hello, fishy. Oh, you're gonna be lovely. Look at that. With that allspice on there. Let's get these ribs on there. Oh my. I can barely talk because of all the saliva in my mouth. Alrighty. First taste test of the pickerel in the new smoker, or used but new to us. Oh, look at that, flaky, delicious. The skin's nice and crusty.
Oh my gosh.
How good is that?
That's amazing.
And then we'll get into those ribs too. Wow. Just look at the texture of that. Beautiful local pickerel. And look at those pork ribs. Oh yeah. I want to get into these ribs. I don't want to waste any more time. Look at that. Just fall off the bone, beautiful.